Good evening from Ghana. I'm Peter Bismarck of the Institute for Liberty and Policy Innovation. I'm presenting on the African Journalist AJEOT 2020 under the legal framework. So I will begin with the problem. So quickly, the problem is that in Africa, if you could see most of these articles on blockchain and cryptocurrency hovering around globally, we often don't have African writers to promote and enhance legislation or trigger legislation in Africa. So we want to train journalists to influence policy debate through writings, to influence legislation through writings, because often they do not have much knowledge and then the requisite skill in how to communicate blockchain issues in the media. And we don't have any program basically in Africa that runs on blockchain, but basically on elections, political shows and stuffs. So the problem is that African journalists do not have that requisite skill to engage public policy or public policymakers to enhance policy and that of the drafting of favorable legislation for blockchain. So we go to the solution. The solution is that we need to use these trains because the train is already in existence. It has been existing for the past 5 years. And we have trained lots of journalists across the continent. So once we're able to train them, they will have that knowledge. And then they will be able to do a lot about blockchain through their media. Why is AJEOT this very important? So the media and journalists set various agenda for legal and financial policies in different countries. Remember that before we could have a legal reforms, we should first have a policy to guide that. Without a policy, you can't have a legislation or you can't have reforms. So journalists will have that energy, that capacity to do that when we are able to train them to grow their community so that people understand that this is very important for legislation. Now, why also do we still need these journalists? Because they are the fourth estate. Remember, we have the three estates, the executive, the legislation, and then the judiciary. So the fourth estate of the economy, which is very key for us to also train them to promote these things, because they ruffle feathers with lawmakers. They work with the lawmakers. They are always in the chamber. So they can also help to determine the kind of news to enhance blockchain adoption and cryptocurrency usage as well. Now, what approach or how are we going to do that? We are going to do that through equipping journalists by developing the ability to understand areas that is lacking a lot when it comes to blockchain. Because as I said, we don't have journalists in Africa writing on blockchain. So most of the politicians do not even understand how it goes about. But when they start writing and engage public policymakers, some of these things will be done. But also, they also set the tone for lawmakers to embrace and improve for reforms. Because whatever they put out there is important for legislation, because they often bring the news, they determine the news. And also, these journalists, once they have been trained, they have the capacity, they can promulgate successful blockchain projects, so that when these projects are enhancing societal living, you will see that these politicians and lawmakers will be happy to see and ensure that some of these principles are also part of their legislations and conversation in parliament. That is why some of these trainings are very key here. And you can see the picture behind that. We've done it before several times, and we have that capacity to do that. Why ILAPI? Because the AJEOT is organized by the Institute for Liberty and Policy Innovation in Ghana. And ILAPI is very credible in Ghana. They have trained journalists across other countries such as Kenya, Nigeria, Gambia, Sudan, Tanzania, Guinea, Uganda, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Malawi, and Ghana itself. So we have all the journalists across the country. So getting them involved in the process is so easy. Also, you should know that
Peter, your time is up. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry.